Well, look at this mess. We're going to go ahead and get it cleaned up. One of the biggest problems here is that the ball valve was installed in the wrong spot. That should have been installed between the hose bib and the indexing valve in this case. This is an indexing valve system. It wasn't installed like that, and unfortunately, in order to get that ball valve in the right place, we also have to replace the indexing valve, and that is because somebody butted up fittings here, and there's no way to cut this out and reuse it again. So the entire indexing valve needs to be removed and rebuilt with a brand new indexing valve, placing the ball valve in a spot between this hose bib and the indexing valves. We're going to go ahead and cut all these pipes out of our way. It looks like a big mess now, and then we'll reconfigure this so that we can install the ball valve where it needs to go. And in addition to that, we're also going to be replacing the check valve because this system kept losing prime. Immediately after we primed it up, we shut it down, it went right back down into the well. We'll take a look on the inside of that check valve and see what's causing that. But before we can do any of that, I got to remove some of these pavers out of my way so I can access that check valve and the pipes below this, which I believe are galvanized, and that should make things fun. Let's get into it. It just occurred to me that I'm wearing glasses with a camera on it, but I went ahead and cut out this, so it's out of our way now. Let's place this to the side, and the other thing we need to get our hands on is going to be, I'm hoping this is a threaded fitting down here, because that is galvanized. And then we've got to reconnect to this pipe and this pipe. So there's zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3 here. Not sure what this was for, but it's been capped off, so we won't get into that. The next thing I need to do to remove things is to get this off this galvanized pipe and get the fittings out of the pump so that we can put new fittings in and replumb all this. That's the next step. Let's see if I can get this off without breaking it. I don't like it. Definitely don't like it. Let me go get a pair of pliers, pipe wrench, something. I feel like something bad's gonna happen there. Only one way to find out. Kind of happy about this. I've got a 1-inch female right there. I'll go ahead and get that over this, and then we won't need this overkill here. Wow, that's just corroded. All right, now that we've got this fitting figured out, now we can get the fittings off the pump next. We'll start with the top one, and we're gonna replace this with another male adapter, another 1.5-inch male adapter. And then we'll go ahead and cut the intake line and get that fitting out as well. Replace it with a new fitting. To replace this with a new fitting, it's very simple. We'll go ahead and make sure that we've got all of our old tape out of there. We'll use a wire brush to make sure we got every bit of it out. What we don't want is extra Teflon in there causing a ridge, allowing for water to leak through the fitting. We're going to make sure that this is all nice and clean. We'll grab our fitting, Teflon tape right here, going with the threads, or in this case I hold the fitting with my left hand, and with my right hand I'm applying the Teflon tape away from me 6 times. So I got 6 passes there, and then I'll go ahead and thread that in. Feels nice and smooth. Once I get that hand tight, and I'll grab my pipe wrench. Now, you don't need to smash this fitting up to the pump. You can almost feel it with the pipe wrench. When it starts to fight back with you, that's not the time to over tighten it, because that's when things break. And that's in. We're good to go with that one. We'll cut this one out, remove it. We're going to remove some of these bricks, and then I'll come back and show you what all that looks like. All right, this might change things. I like to bring my tarp out so I can be clean about what I'm doing. And I was going to be removing these, but I'm seeing some red under here, and that looks to me like an old concrete walkway that I wasn't prepared to bust through. That changes things. Let me clean this up and figure out how I'm going to replace that check valve now that I got all of this in my way. That was totally unexpected. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. Maybe I just bust out around the check valve and I can screw a new one in. That's the part of this job that keeps this job interesting, is that stuff like this, I can't see through the ground. I didn't know this was under here. I can dig the day I sell the job, but who the hell thinks to dig to make sure there's not another concrete walkway underneath? That just doesn't happen. But we'll go ahead and, like I said, clean it up, try to figure out a way to get. So I can go about this 2 ways. Number 1, I'm not going to be removing that check valve that's in the concrete there, because I would have to bust up the concrete to remove it. That check valve is currently stuck in the open position, which is the reason why it needs to be changed. What I'm going to do is take that male adapter out of that check valve. I'm going to come back up with a new nipple or male adapter, and then 90 into the pump, but the pump is not going to be sitting here. It's going to be sitting up. Remember I said there's two ways I can do this. I can either move the pump up or move the pump out, because what I need to do is make room to install the check valve either vertically here or horizontally here, leaving the old check valve right in the system. It's stuck open. It's not going to hurt anything. The new check valve will take the job of the old check valve. I've decided to raise the pump up because then that means I don't have to extend the power wire. I'm going to clear out all of this dirt that's underneath this pump, and I'm going to stack some bricks or some more of these pavers that I found in the back of the property over there to fill this area. All right, we just uncovered the check valve, and I know it might be a little hard to tell, but that check valve is open right now. Actually, maybe really easy to tell if I just put some water in there. Let's go ahead and fill it up. You see how this is not staying full of water? That water is just going right down into the well, and that's because this diaphragm is open, and now it's closed, and now it will hold water. Although I can see it dropping down slowly. This check valve is failing. It's not even holding the water now that I've even pushed it closed. We're still going to install a new check valve. It'll go right on top of this check valve, and it will do the job. So let's go ahead and get that happening. I still think I need to raise this pump up a tiny bit more, unless I have a nipple. Then we'll do it this way. I'm going to do a more in-depth video on welding, but we'll go ahead and do a little bit of it right here. I'm applying the primer right now, and I'm applying it not just to get it purple and move on. I want it to be even and all the way around and across all surfaces. When I go to apply the adhesive, or the glue as it's better known as, I'm going to apply this until I feel a sticky feeling, like the solvent is drying. This blue solvent you see me using can be used on pipe sizes of 1/2 inch all the way up to 4 inch. You heard me right. You can use this on 4 inch. And that is because 4 inch pipe isn't large enough to cause the glue to dry out. As you can see there, we got it in. We do want to wipe away the extra solvents because those extra solvents can chew through the pipe. It is their job to weld the pipes together, and if you leave the solvent on the pipe, it'll eventually chew through the pipe. I'll get some of this glue off my fingers. I usually use gloves when I'm doing this. I would highly advise doing that. As you can see, I took them off. Never put some new ones on. Now that we got that on there, we're going to want to get the burrs off of this pipe, because when I go to put the next fitting on, I don't need these burrs cutting into the inside of this fitting here, the socket of this fitting. We're going to do the same process with the primer and the solvent, glue, and then we're going to place this check valve on here, which will tell me how high I need to put this pump up, which it looks like 1 or 2 more blocks might put me right where I need to be. We'll go ahead and do that now. And once you're done, you'll see the connection like that with very little blue in the middle. You can still see it's there, but it's not leaking out onto the whole fitting. And it's definitely all in there. This is on completely, no leakage. And part of the reason for that is when I go to apply the glue and the primer, especially the primer, I shake off the primer a little bit. That's why you see a little bit of a purple hue here, because I was shaking it off so that it wouldn't run down the pipe or the fitting or whatever I was applying it to. There's your little 1.5 minute how-to on applying solvents. I'm going to do a much longer video on this using all kinds of tools and products to show you about all this, but I figured I'd show you right here. All right, now I got to get this pipe connected to that pipe. I got to raise this up and put all this back together. Easy peasy. Oh, and I'm definitely putting that Schedule 80 fitting on there because I know somebody's going to comment about it. Yes, they will. All right, we got the intake all plumbed in, ready to go. Everything's beautiful. We raised the pump up so that we could do that. Now the next thing we have to do is get the discharge plumbed in. We've got 3 zones here. There's zone 1, there's zone 2. Zone 3 is this pipe connected with that pipe that are going to go into the indexing valve. Yes, you heard me right. I'm going to be installing a brand new indexing valve here because that is what this client wants. A brand new indexing valve to be installed, and that is what the client is going to get. A brand new indexing valve installed right here. Except this time we're going to install it with the ball valve in the right place so that this pump can be primed up pretty easily. So let's do that next. And there she is in all of her beauty and elbows and ball valves and whatnot. It's back up and running. Now we're off to the next one.